Hello YouTube, hello viewer, I hope you're having a good day. Welcome back to another video. If you're stopping by for the first time, please consider subscribing to the channel. I really would appreciate it. Also, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, and if you didn't, please leave a comment and let me know why or how I can improve. Thanks for watching. In this video, I'm going to talk about 5 things you need to do in order to get stronger in the gym. The number one thing you must do in order to get stronger is to train specifically for strength gains in the gym. In other words, you need to tailor your workout, your set, reps, load and rest time specifically for strength training. Now, this isn't the only way you can get stronger, but it is probably the most important principle in any sports or exercise program. The principle of specificity basically means that you'll improve at the thing you do the most. If you want to improve your strength, for instance, you should train in a way that makes you stronger. If you want to be a marathon runner, you probably want to train distance running. This is a somewhat exaggerated example, but I have my suspicions that a lot of guys could get much better results if they trained more specifically to their goals in the gym. Now, a good strength training program should be specifically designed to maximize strength gain. This is often done by sets of compound movements with heavy load and fewer reps. Decide for yourself what your goal is, so that you can make sure that you're doing the right type of training to reach that goal. The second most important thing you need to do is to progressively overload. This could be simplified by saying something like, you should train harder than you did last time. But keep in mind the first and most important principle, which is specificity. You want to stay in that spectrum of strength training while overloading. The specific rep ranges for strength training and so forth. A good tip here is to simply try and stay in the 3 to 6 rep range and progressively overload with heavier weights rather than with more reps, if your goal is strength, that is. A good program should have basic progression estimates that you can follow and track along your weeks of training. Check out the RPE scale. It's a good tool to help you determine the effort you are putting in each set. A tip here is to start your first week somewhere around RPE 6 and train your way up to 10. You train your way closer to failure, and you don't start off your training program by maxing out everything at the first week. This will only cause a huge amount of fatigue really fast and slow down your progress. So therefore you need to manage your fatigue, which brings us to the third most important thing you need to keep in mind when trying to get stronger: fatigue management. This has a lot to do with programming intensity and overloading. One thing you should do is to program the effort of your work so that it will increase progressively throughout the weeks of training. Eventually, when your sessions get tougher and tougher, you will start to fail sets. This is due to the amount of systemic fatigue you accumulated throughout the weeks of overload training. At this point, when progression starts to plateau, it will be a good time to take a deload week, to recover your whole body and prepare for a new training cycle. This time, a bit stronger and fully recovered. Also, managing your fatigue keeps you on that sweet spot for steady gains and protects from injuries. The fourth thing you need to do if you want to maximize your ability to gain strength is to eat enough food. Eating in a calorie surplus. This is probably the best strategy when it comes to meal plans for any type of gaining. Although it seems like strength gains is achievable even in a caloric deficit, which it is, but it's simply not the most optimal. No matter what plan you follow or how you eat, you should make sure that you get enough protein to rebuild muscle tissue and that you get all the essential vitamins and minerals that your body needs to function. If you're new to nutrition, I suggest that you start off by calculating the amount of calories your body needs to maintain weight, and then add a few hundreds on top of that and go from there. You should also do some basic research on your own regarding macronutrients and how to eat for optimal performance. This is often something that people overcomplicate, but get the basic knowledge from a trustworthy source. And that way you know how you can prepare your meals to align with whatever goals that you have. I'll probably be making a video about this topic later on, so stay tuned for that. The fifth thing you need to do in order to get stronger is to make sure that you recover properly after every training session. If you fail at recovery and sleep, you won't see much, if any, results at all. At least not in the long run. And everything we do in the gym is for the long run. Try to get a good amount of quality sleep every night and try to minimize your overall stress. Going for walks in nature or doing dynamic stretching or yoga even is a perfect way to balance your body and mind. High intensity training like strength training can be really stressful for the body, and it's important to let the central nervous system get some rest. If you're always stressed out all the time, you will start to notice that your workouts get harder, your motivation will decline, and keeping up with your program will be really hard. So, to summarize all this shortly, you won't get much stronger if you don't do strength training. That's number one. You need to keep challenging yourself for results to keep coming. You need to manage your fatigue in order to avoid overtraining and injuries. And you need to make sure that you get in sufficient energy and nutrients from your food. And also you need to sleep well and manage your stress so that you can keep training and adapt. These principles can be applied to any type of training. If your goal is to get bigger rather than just stronger, the first principle will basically just say that you should do hypertrophy training instead of strength training. I hope this was helpful to you in some way. Leave a comment if you have some input, and thank you for watching.